What's happening, sports fans? How you doing? Guess who's back? I am your sports guy, Kendrick, the sports guy. I am back, and I know it is Christmas Eve. I know a lot of people are getting their stuff together, making sure all the gifts are wrapped. The Christmas tree is done. The lights are on. The food is cooking. Everyone is preparing for tomorrow. And but we still had Christmas Eve Sunday. We had NFL football today, and we just finished watching the Cowboys and the Dolphins, which was the premier game. That was the late game of the day. Obviously, we had other games that were happening as well, but everybody was going to have all their eyes on the Dallas Cowboys, who were visiting the Miami Dolphins in Miami. So I'm gonna see if we're gonna get a couple of people to pop on just to give a quick uh, reaction recap to this Cowboys Dolphins game. Make sure you come in, like the video, subscribe to the channel. That is TFG Sports Media on YouTube, and make sure you like and follow TFG Sports Media on Facebook, as well as like and subscribe to Kendrick Sports Hustle, my personal YouTube channel on YouTube. That's SportZHustle. Make sure you like and subscribe to that over there, and as well as like and follow Kendrick Sports Hustle on Facebook. Make sure you come in and comment. Let me know you're watching, where you're watching from, what you got going on for Christmas Eve. Are you chilling? What's on the menu? Are you stress free? Did you get all your Christmas shopping done? At this point, you have to, because it's 6:47. I'm in the Central Standard Time Zone, so I'm pretty much know pretty much every store is closed. So make sure you come in and comment. Let me know where you commenting from, what you got, what you got planned for Christmas, and all that. But again, this was a good game. Cowboys, Dolphins, Cowboys on the road again, facing their second AFC East team in the month of December. Excuse me. And it came down to the defense couldn't get the Miami Dolphins offense off the field. A key penalty, which kills the Cowboys. They are the most penalized team in the league. Damone Clark, that face mask. He got that tackle on. I don't think that was Mostert. I can't remember the back, but he got the tackle, had him down, but he grabbed his face mask. That tacked on 15 more yards. That put the Dolphins right at the 50. All they needed was to get in the field goal range, and that was a wrap, man. I mean, the defense they didn't come up with the stop that they needed. Hats off to the Cowboys offense. Hats off to Dak, man. Be honest with you, he was under heat. He was under pressure all game. Tyron Smith didn't play again today. I think he's done. I just think he's not on the field enough. He's missed more games than he's played in the last 3 years. But Dak was able to lead the Cowboys on that 17-play drive to get that touchdown, that throw to Brandon Cooks, who out-jumped Jalen Ramsey in the end zone. They got that big call, the defensive pass interference as well. Kavontae Turpin ran a heck of a route to make that Miami Dolphins DB grab him to get that call. And then again, Dak to Brandon Cooks to get that touchdown to put the Cowboys ahead with, I think it was roughly 2 minutes and 30 seconds there. And then I was like, I was saying in my mind, it's all on, can the defense stop this offense? And I was like, I don't think they can. And they didn't. Again, Damone Clark, that face mask, that pretty much, again, put the Miami Dolphins in a good position. They only needed 20, 30 yards to get in position to kick that game-winning field goal, which they did. Sanders, who had 5 field goals on the day. Cowboys defense actually played pretty decent the whole game. Again, they held the Dolphins offense, that high-powered offense, to 5 field goals. And but it just wasn't enough. Again, I said this earlier on a sports show I did, TFG Sports Media. Until the Cowboys can go on the road and beat a good team, especially in these type of games where there's, it means something. People just going to kind of look at them like, hey, they're a good team. They're going to win 11, 12 games. They're going to be in the race. They're going to probably win the NFC East. If they don't win it, they're going to be, right there at the top. They'll make it to the playoffs and, probably maybe win a wild card game possibly, and that's going to be a wrap. And again, I thought the Cowboys really, this game was really most important for them. I think to show that they can go on the road in a hostile environment and win. They played good enough to win. They just had those penalties at bad times, as they normally do. And this is what you have. Again, the Dolphins win this 22-20. The Dolphins clinch a playoff berth with this win. Obviously, the Buffalo Bills was probably rooting. They were, I ain't gonna say probably, they were rooting for the Cowboys to win. Because that makes the road a little tougher for them. But at this point, I think the Dolphins probably going to lock the AFC East division crown up. But again, they clinched the playoff berth. Cowboys had already clinched the playoff berth last week. So they're 10-5 now, but that drops them. That's, they were the number one, they were the number 2 seed at this point because they were leading the NFC East. So the Eagles have the Giants tomorrow. Right now the Eagles, they flip back to being the number 2 seed. Cowboys drop to the 5th seed. So this thing again, it's December. I always say the teams that's playing the best in December, they get on the roll. Normally those are the teams that's going to go far in the playoffs. The Cowboys, again, they lost their second game in December to an AFC East team. And again, costly penalties. That's what happened to this team. And until they can clean that up, until they can show they can win on the road, they'll just be another good team. So again, make sure you like and subscribe to the channel, TFG Sports Media, here on YouTube and on Facebook, and Kendrick Sports Hustle on YouTube, and follow Kendrick Sports Hustle on Facebook as well. So so I know Cowboy fan. I'm not trolling you guys like I used to. I have to admit, I used to troll Cowboy fans a little bit on my Facebook page, but you know what? I get over it because me personally, it's old and played out. Hell, I'm a Packers fan. My Packers had their damn hands full with the Panthers today and almost gave that one away. And the Packers still came away with the win, 33-30. Which the Packers are still they on life support now. When you're talking about the playoffs in the NFC, in that NFC North division. We was needing a little help from the Vikings. The Vikings let us down. The Lions ended up winning that game as well. Lions clinched the NFC North with that win over the Vikings, their first division title since 1993. But the Packers are still alive a little bit in this playoff hunt. But definitely going to need some help. Definitely got to win out the rest of the way and see what happens. But again, Cowboys Dolphins, it wasn't a shootout like I thought it was going to be. It was a grinded out type game. Cowboys defense, the Dolphins ran the football pretty decent on them. The Cowboys didn't give up 266 yards on the ground like they did last week against the Bills, but the Bills showed the other teams in the league what you can do versus that Cowboys defense. You can put them on their heels and you can run the football against them because they don't have any big bodies in the middle. Jonathan Hankins did not play today. He was still out. Their number 1 draft pick, Mozzie Smith, where is he? He's an MIA. He's missing in action. I think they may have wasted a first-round draft pick on the young fella. But again, all is not lost. This definitely didn't help. Cowboys probably now it's going to look like, again, the Eagles got the Giants tomorrow on Christmas Day. I don't see the Eagles losing to the Giants. They're going to win that game. I think the Eagles going to win this division. And the Cowboys probably going to end up being a 5th seed. They're going to be on the road somewhere. They're going to probably be in Detroit. Most likely. And speaking of Detroit, that's who they host this coming Saturday night. That's the night that the former Cowboys head coach Jimmy Johnson goes into the Cowboys Ring of Honor. So it looks like the Cowboys probably going to be in that. They're going to be in that 5th seed, most likely 5th to 6th, but most likely 5th. And they're going to be going to visit somebody. Sanford, the 49ers, they already clinched their division, and they're going to get that first round bye. Most likely the Eagles going to be the 2 seed. So the Cowboys may be going to visit the Eagles. That might be where they end up. Yeah, so go figure. So those teams could meet for a third time. But again, I'm not here to pile on the Cowboys. I'm just calling it like I see it. I'm just giving it the facts over emotions. I'm not here to troll no Dallas Cowboy fans. I got tons of them that I'm friends with in my Facebook profile and my family, tons of them. But again, until the Cowboys can go on the road and show that they can win a tough game and win a game, I think they're just going to be one and done. But you can't blame Dak. You can't blame Dak Prescott for this loss. I don't want to hear nobody, I know people like piling on him, but you can't blame him for this loss. He did what he had to do. He was able to bring that team back and get that last score, on that 17-play drive that ate up a lot of clock in the fourth quarter. And he was able to get that TD, put that on the board, and it was on the defense to hold him. And the defense couldn't get it done. And Micah Parsons, got to talk about him, man. He was in the news last week on his podcast on Edge, calling out former NFL players that's turned analysts and saying that they can't wait for the Cowboys to lose and want to see them fail and yada, yada, yada. And he's saying it's sick and this and that. Well, young fella, what did you do today? You got a roughing the passer penalty that, that came in a bad time. I don't think you got a sack. Where my thing is, you got to put up or shut up at this point. And I think a lot of these young players, they got all these podcasts and all this stuff going around all over the place. And but you got to put up the numbers, man. You got to show up. And that defense, Dallas defense, the last couple of weeks, they haven't been those dudes. Deron Bland hadn't been that guy. It is what it is. So Cowboys got a lot to think about. Got to try to regroup. They got to put this one behind them. It's a wrap. That's done deal. Got to get ready for Saturday night. Got the Lions coming in AT&T in Arlington, and they definitely don't. I mean, they definitely don't want to be on this losing streak that they're on, because that's not a good way to the limp into the playoffs is a quick way to limp out of it too. So we'll see what happens. Speaking of the rest of the NFL, we had a couple of games. The early games. The Browns put it on the Texans. Matter of fact, Amari Cooper, I think, set a Cleveland Brown receiving record in that game. The Texans didn't have C.J. Stroud again because of concussion protocol. He didn't pass that, so they sat him again. And they started Davis Mills because I believe Case Keenum got hurt. The Browns ended up winning that 36-22. That AFC North division is really tight at this point. The Browns now, I believe, moved to 10-5. And the Ravens are 11-3. Yeah. So technically the Browns are still in a running to win that division. The Ravens have clinched the playoff berth, though, but they hadn't clinched the AFC North. So with the Browns win over the Texans, they still in the running to win that AFC North division. The Jets defeated the Commanders 30-28 today. Both those teams are already out of the playoffs. I did read where the Jets said that head coach Robert Saleh and the GM, they are safe. They will be back for next season. It doesn't seem like it's going to be safe for Commanders head coach Ron Rivera. I was reading that Josh Harris group, the new ownership, Magic Johnson is part of that group. Looks like that Ron Rivera is probably going to be out in Washington. The Seahawks beat the Titans 20-17. The Falcons defeated the Colts 29-10. Again, my Packers, almost gave that game away. They beat the Panthers 33-30. The Lions defeated the Vikings 30-24 again. They won the NFC. They clinched the NFC North with that win. Their first division title since 1993. Buccaneers defeated the Jacksonville Jaguars 30-12. I did read where Trevor Lawrence went out of this game with a shoulder injury. He was already dealing with concussion, but he went out of this game with a shoulder injury. The Buccaneers looks like they probably going to end up winning the NFC South. And the Bears defeated the Cardinals 27-16. The Cardinals are already eliminated from the playoffs. Then tonight, Sunday night game, we got the Patriots and the Broncos on NFL Network. Then tomorrow, on Monday, on Christmas Day, we got 3 games, I believe. I know we got the Giants and the Eagles. We got the Chiefs. The Chiefs are in a early game on they play the early game at noon on Christmas Day. And we already know the night game, which is everybody going to be tuned in to watch. That's the Ravens and the 49ers. That is the late game on Christmas Day. Plus, we got NBA games, but we got the Raiders at the Chiefs. Again, that starts off the NFL coverage at 12 o'clock on Christmas Day. So I just wanted to pop in and give my thoughts on Cowboys, Dolphins. Again, Cowboys couldn't get that win. They now dropped to 10-5. They lose to the Dolphins 22-20. Dolphins are 11-4. They clinched a playoff berth. The Cowboys they've lost 2 in December, but they've already clinched the playoff berth. But they now dropped to second in the NFC East. The Eagles are in first place. Most likely they're going to win this division. I don't see them losing to the Giants. I don't know who they have in the last game, but there you have it. And again, so I hope everyone has been having a great Christmas Eve. I hope you have a great Christmas Day, and keep it locked here for any breaking news, sports news, anything of interest that I'm probably going to pop in and be doing some live. I don't have anything else to do. And I got to give a shout out to my FedEx crew. You know what's funny? I talked about this earlier on the sports show. They gave two the sisters of the crew, Veronica, Kelly, and the brothers Russell, Ross, and another brother Tay. That's my little crew, my little friendship I have forged at FedEx ground. They got me a Green Bay Packer glass, and it has my name on the back. I did not see that earlier. My name is on one side, and the Packers obviously is on the other. Plus, I got a T-shirt. So shout out to my sisters, Veronica and Kelly, and shout out to my bros, Russell and Tay and Ross. I work a part-time job at FedEx, the FedEx ground plant in Lindale, Texas, and I forged some pretty dope relationships, some friendships with them, and I definitely appreciate that. So shout out to them. I'm definitely going to put good use to this. It's going to be shown anytime I probably go live, as well as my mug. So I'm definitely going to put it to good use. So again, make sure if you come in here, make sure you leave a comment, like, subscribe to the channels. And also I want to put out there that next Sunday, I will be doing my last TFG Sports Media Sportscast of the year 2023. I ain't going nowhere, but it's going to be a special one. I'm going to be giving my top sports stories of 2023. I'm probably going to limit it to 5, but I'm going to have a special guest. I'm going to have a special guest, a young brother that I met in these YouTube streets. He's another YouTube sports content creator, and he has a YouTube channel called The Sports Minute. His name is Rico McGee. Make sure you go over there. Go over here on YouTube, search The Sports Minute. Make sure you subscribe to his channel. Young brother named Rico McGee. He's in Cleveland, Ohio. He and I subscribe to him, watch his stuff. So we're gonna collaborate on some things, but he will be my special guest next Sunday, which is New Year's Eve. We're gonna do a special sports cast. We're gonna talk about our top sports stories of 2023. You don't want to miss it. Make sure you locked in. Make sure you click that notification bell so you can be alerted when we go live, when I post sports stories and all that. So again, next Sunday, December 31st, is TFG Sports Media Sports 30 minutes. It may go a little longer than 30 minutes, but we're going to be talking about our top sports stories of 2023. My special guest will be Rico McGee, a YouTube sports content creator called The Sports Minute. He will join me, and he and I, we're going to chop it up, and we're going to give our favorite, what we think are the best sports stories or the top sports stories of 2023. So you want to make sure you tune in to that next Sunday. I hadn't decided on the time yet, but most likely we're going to do it around 4 o'clock, 4 o'clock, 5 o'clock ish. But I definitely will keep you updated and keep you posted. So again, make sure you go to TFG Sports Media and Kendrick Sports also. Make sure you click that notification bell. That way you don't even have to worry about what time. Once we start going live, bam, you'll be notified when that show is going on. So again, Cowboys lose to the Dolphins 22-20. But again, Cowboys had already clinched the playoff berth last week. Miami Dolphins clinched the playoff berth with the win. Cowboys now got the Lions up next this coming Saturday night. They will be inducting former head coach, Super Bowl champ Jimmy Johnson will be going into the Ring of Honor. That will be happening this coming Saturday night. I don't know who the Dolphins got, but again, the Cowboys will host the Lions this coming Saturday night. Make sure you keep it live. I think that's going to be, I think it may be on NFL Network, but we'll just keep it like the TFG Sports Media here on YouTube and on Facebook, and we make sure we get you the time. So again, you guys enjoy the rest of your evening, and if something jumps off or something breaks, keep it locked here. I'll make sure I get you the latest and the most extensive info that I can provide for you. So you guys enjoy yourself. We will see you on the other side and on the next report. I am out. Peace.